Welcome to episode 10 of Going Places. Some funky fingers going on today. My name is Beth Bartel and I am a geoscientist and a science communication specialist. And today I am in this amazing scenery, pretty incredible place. This is a photo that I loved to put on my refrigerator and quiz people to see where they thought it was. And people would come up with all sorts of locations across the world from the US, which is where I usually had my refrigerator. And then I would show them where this actually was, and people were often surprised. So some people will know exactly where this is just by looking at that photo, but a lot of people don't and aren't able to guess it. So we are going to go to this place, and it is called Palouse Falls. And it is not far from where I went to college. So let's go ahead and let Google Earth zoom us on in. Look at that. It's in southeastern Washington. What? Such a crazy, cool looking landscape in eastern Washington. Well, yes, indeed. And this landscape is amazing. If you haven't been there, you should go check it out. At the very least, check it out on Google Earth. Look it up on Google. Palouse Falls. So there are two stories that have to be told to understand how fantastic this landscape is. So the first story is from millions of years ago. I'm going to go back to this photo. The millions of years ago story is that there were these huge lava flows. So the cliffs behind me, this cliff that's really hard for me to show you, that high cliff is a lava flow, one single lava flow, like a lava flow in Hawaii, but huge, like tens, sometimes hundreds of feet thick. That story is fantastic. We have never seen anything like that in our human lifetimes. These huge lava flows, they are called flood basalts because they're so big. The other story is story of flooding, and some will also be familiar with this story. So this area and this topography is called the Channeled Scablands, which I think is a really cool, funky name. And the Channeled Scablands are called that because they are land, mostly this basalt that was carved out during huge floods. So there was a glacial lake in Montana, glacial lake meaning it formed and was dammed by a glacier instead of land. Periodically, that glacial dam would fail catastrophically. There would be huge floods, and all of this water would come all the way over from Montana into Washington and carve out these huge channels. So we can see some channels even here from the air. We can see these channels. And it created what was at the time the largest waterfall. It's about 10,000 years ago, I think. That is called Dry Falls. Look that up. But what I'm showing you today is called Palouse Falls. It is beautiful, and I'm going to show you some photos of it before I call it a day. So let's look at just a couple photos to whet your appetite to go look for more. And there you go. Kind of a cruddy photo because this is a photo that I took of a photo because this is when I was in college and that was before the digital age. I'll admit it. Palouse Falls, it's beautiful. And check out the spires that are up on that cliff next to it. Let's look a little more closely at those. They're amazing. They're super thin, super tall, and this whole area is a fantastically carved landscape and two great stories in one, not one, but two. And to show you that photo that was behind me, actually has a couple people in the middle of it, and the one standing up is me, again, a long time ago with a lot longer hair. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you learned a little bit more about Eastern Washington, and go explore it. See you next time.